In this video, we are going to make our prime number filter, and this is the flowchart of our prime number function. So first of all, our function is going to take a number from the user, and then it will initialize two variables. One will be our flag variables, while the second variable will be our I, which will act as a counter for our while loop or for loop. So you can use any of them, and then we will check for the condition. If our variable I, which is our counter, is less than number, so if this condition is true, this means I need to increment my I, and then I'll check that if my number which user has entered is completely divisible by the variable I. So basically we are going from 2 up to that particular number, and we are checking all the numbers between this range. So if any of the number is completely divisible by 2, if the remainder is 0, this means that the number which user has entered is completely divisible by that value of I, and this means that it is not a prime number. So this is the logic which we are implementing right here. So I'm checking that if my number is completely divisible by I, if this condition is true, this means that the number which user has entered is no longer a prime number, and I'll say flag is equals to true, and I'll break the loop. But if this condition is not false, then I'll go again and I'll check that if the I is less than number. If the condition is true, I'll again check for this condition, and I'll check until my loop finishes, or if I get this condition true. So in case if this condition becomes true, then I'll put flag to true, I'll break the loop, and right here I'll check that if my flag is true. And if the flag is true, this means that the number which user has entered is no longer a prime number, so I'll return false. But if the condition is false, this means that our number is a prime number, and I'll return true. So I know that from the flowchart this might be confusing, but let's write the code in order to understand everything in an easy way. So just write here def and then prime underscore number underscore finder. So this will be our function name, and then this function is going to accept a number, as you can see right here. And first of all, I need to initialize a flag variable. Based on the value of this flag, I'll decide whether the number is a prime number or whether it's not a prime number. So just write here flag is equals to, and the default value of flag will be false. We are assuming that it's a prime number, so just write here false. And now I'm going to use a for loop, and I'll say I in range. So the initial value of I here, as you can see, is 2. So just write here 2, and I'll go to this particular number up to this particular number, just put colon. And now inside this for loop here, as you can see, oops, I just need to write this statement below this statement. I have made a mistake. Okay, so just ignore it. So inside this for loop, I need to write this condition. If my number is completely divisible by I, then I need to do something. So just write here if number, then modulus sign, and then I double equals to 0. So if this condition is true, this means that my number is divisible by a number, and I'm going to write here flag is equals to true, and I'll break the loop. So just write here break. Okay, but if this condition is false, then I'll do nothing, and outside this for loop I'll write another if block here, as you can see, this one, and I'll say if flag double equals to true. Okay, so you can use this double equal sign and then this true keyword, or if I remove this, Python will automatically understand that okay, I need to execute this block if and only if the flag variable is true. Okay, so you can use both methods. If you're comfortable with this syntax, use it. It's more Pythonic. But if you're comfortable with equivalent sign and then a certain condition, use that one. Both works very well. And now if my flag is true, this means that the number which user has entered is no longer a prime number, so I'll return false. So return false. But if this condition is false, then I'll say else return true. Okay, so this is the function. And now let's create here an iterable object. Again, I'll go with a list, so just write here lst is equals to, and this list will contain my prime numbers and non-prime numbers. So just write here 2 3 maybe 5 6 7 9 8 and then 11. Okay, and I'll say filter, and first of all let's pass our prime number finder function, prime number finder, and then our list lst. And I'm going to accept object in new underscore lst variable, and let's print this new lst list. So just write here list list new underscore lst. Let's save it, let's run it, and boom, we got all of our prime numbers. So we got 2, we got 3, 5, 7 and 11. So these are all numbers which are divisible by their own self, not by any other numbers. So here let me tell you one important thing, and that is why I started this range from 2, and the reason is that the prime number starts from 2. Just keep it in mind, prime number starts from 2, and that's why I have started this range from 2 as well. I hope that you have enjoyed this lecture, and in the next lecture we are going to use filter functions in dictionaries, and I'll see you there. Bye bye.